as I have chosen to use King David as my example of leadership, of teaching about leadership. And I talked yesterday about his beginning as a shepherd boy and the responsibility that was given to him at a young age to tend to sheep and be accountable and bring them home back to the sheepfold fully accounted for. Well, you go from there to an account that happened in the life of David in a city named Ziklag. And we find in 1 Samuel chapter 30, verse 8, where it says, and he is inquiring of the Lord. And the question is that should I pursue those who had kidnapped my wife and children and the wives and children of his men and had burned the city that they were living in? And of course, God says, yes, pursue them. So basically, here is still a young man thrust in a position of leadership, making decisions that's going to affect the lives of his men and their wives and their children and their fortunes. Well, people are thrust in these types of leadership all the time, and you may be one of those people. And you may find yourselves in a situation that seemingly is bigger than you are, and find yourselves often in times when it's very, very difficult to know what type of choices are to be made. Well, David was one of those people. And you go back to his early days. This is a shepherd boy who was sent to the battlefield where his brothers were in the army of Saul. And he assessed the situation as just a young man. And he sees this giant that's crying out profanities against the Israeli army. And he sees this, and he assesses the situation, and he thinks, now this should not be. I mean, we are the armies of the Most High God. We shouldn't be cowering down to anybody. Even if this person is huge, a huge giant over there just cursing and swearing. And he said, look, he says, I'll fight him. I'll go fight him. Again, this is a young man making a big decision. And he's got the courage to stand on his own decisions and convictions. And trust me, that is a huge part of leadership. Because a lot of times, people just want to start second-guessing themselves. Well, when you find yourself that way, you find yourselves, as Margaret Thatcher said to George H.W. Bush, she says, this is no time to go wobbly. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.